Yo, so what's up everyone? It's your boy Chunky Grows. In today's video, we're going to discuss Terp tea and earthworm casting feedings with light amendment additives such as CalMag, silica, mammoth pea, as well as unsulfur molasses and the benefits of using them at the right time in your growth. As you will see in this next clip, we're going to enter into the flower room. So here we go. Take a look at these ladies. All of them are looking nice and healthy. A nice dark green, not too green. New growth looking really good. The plant vigor is excellent, and the health, we couldn't ask for anything better. With that said, guys, let's get into exactly what's going on here and why things are going the way they're going. First off, I think it's worth mentioning, these ladies are only on day 20. So they're just starting to slow down on the stretch phase and getting into their budding phase, their flowering phase. With that said, guys, I want you to take a look at these plants. They're looking really, really good to be only at day 20. But wait till you guys see them after this feeding. Like I said, we're going to do a light terp tea at quarter strength dose with earthworm castings at only about a half a cup for a 5-gallon bucket. So that's not much, guys. We're also going to add in a few additives. CalMag, silica, mammoth pea, and molasses. So with that said, guys, we're going to get to it. I'm going to show you guys everything we're going to do from start to finish. So you guys, this is just pure RO water with a cheesecloth with half a cup of earthworm castings, organic earthworm castings, a little bit of terp tea bloom, and a very small amount of terp tea growth. But we'll go over that later in better detail. But just wait till you guys see these after the feeding. It's going to blow your mind. So what you're seeing here, you guys, is just me simply mixing in some molasses into this RO water. So we simply just mixed in a teaspoon per gallon of RO water, or water, depending on what you're using there. Yeah, so we just, like I said, added 5 teaspoons of molasses into our RO water. And that's a concoction we have here, you guys. We just let it actually cool down to room temp because I like to boil the water before adding the molasses. It helps the molasses to simply just to break it down, guys, and make it water soluble. So there's no sticky mess, no residual residue left on top of the soil. I find this is just the best way for me to do it. But yeah, guys, let's get into the benefits of molasses. Let's really talk about that. All right, guys, let's talk about something simple that I like using in an organic grow, especially during flower: unsulfur molasses. Now, before somebody jumps in the comments saying, bro, molasses doesn't feed your plant sugar. No shit, duh. That's actually the important part. I'm not pouring molasses in here expecting my plants to drink a milkshake and magically grow bigger buds. The real reason I like it is what's happening underneath the soil, you guys, where you can't see with the naked eye, right? In an organic grow, we're not just feeding the plant directly. We're building a living ecosystem with bacteria, fungi, microbes, organic matter, worm castings, and all those little biological workers interacting with the roots. Unsulfur molasses provides a readily available carbon source that gives certain microorganisms an easy source of energy. Think of it like giving the soil food web a little snack. And when microbial activity is healthy, those organisms help break down and cycle organic materials, which can support nutrient availability around the roots. Molasses also contains small amounts of minerals like potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, but I wouldn't consider it a replacement for your actual fertilizer program. It's more of a supporting player. And when we're talking about flowers, you'll hear people say molasses directly creates bigger buds or more terpenes. I wouldn't go that far with it. Genetics, lighting, environment, nutrition, and root health are doing all the heavy lifting, you guys. What I like about molasses is that it can be another tool for supporting the soil food web, which supports the roots. And healthy roots are the foundation, you guys. We all know healthier the roots, the healthier the plant. So keep that in mind, guys, when using supplements that are not meant to be a one-time cure-all. All right, real quick, let's talk about silica, because this stuff doesn't get enough credit. Silica isn't a fertilizer, and it isn't some magical, make my buds huge potion, but it can be a pretty damn useful tool in the growth. Silicon can help strengthen plant tissue, which can make your plants more structurally resilient. Think stronger stems, stronger branches, and a plant that's generally better equipped to deal with environmental stress. And here's where it gets really interesting, you guys. Silicon is also associated with improved tolerance to certain stresses like heat, drought, and other environmental pressures. Basically, silica is like putting a little armor on your plant. Now, don't confuse that with dumping a bunch of silica in your soil thinking you're about to grow a cannabis oak tree. More isn't automatically better. The big takeaway is simple. Silica isn't there to feed your flowers. It's there to help build a more stronger, resilient plant. So while your nutrients are feeding the plant, silica is helping the plant say, all right, let's handle this. So the takeaway, silica is going to make a strong plant, stronger branches, better resilience. That's why I like keeping silica in the toolbox. You feel me? All right, now let's talk about CalMag Plus. And if you've been watching my grows for a while, you already know I'm a little ridiculous with this stuff. CalMag is basically like Frank's Red Hot around here. I put that shit on everything. But seriously, there's a reason I like keeping it in my toolbox. Calcium and magnesium are both essential plant nutrients. Calcium plays a major role in cell walls, new growth, and overall plant structure. While magnesium is right there in the middle of the chlorophyll molecule, it's absolutely crucial for photosynthesis. And when you're running strong lighting, fast-growing plants, and an aggressive feeding schedule, having adequate calcium and magnesium available can be important for keeping that plant performing. Now, I'm not saying every plant needs a heavy dose of CalMag every time you water. That's where people get themselves in trouble. More isn't always better, and too much can actually create nutrient imbalances. For me, it's more about making sure calcium and magnesium are available to the plant when it actually needs them, especially when I'm using inputs or growing media where those nutrients may not be available in sufficient amounts. So yeah, CalMag Plus might get used a lot around here, but just like Frank's Red Hot, I don't necessarily need it on everything. I just really like putting that shit on everything, you feel me? And just in case you're wondering why is the red cup still there and why is he mixing CalMag into it, remember, that's just my 5 teaspoons of molasses mixed into oil water. I'm just simply adding my CalMag in. I've already added the silica before. Remember, always add silica before anything else. All right, now we got to talk about one of my favorite bottles in the whole damn grow room. Mammoth P, baby. This is one of those products I don't just think about during flower. I like incorporating it throughout the entire grow because to me, it's less about feeding the plant directly and more about supporting what's happening around those roots. Mammoth P is a microbial inoculant designed to support the biological activity in your root zone. Basically, we're adding beneficial microorganisms that can help with nutrient cycling, the breakdown of organic materials around the roots, and that's exactly why I like it in an organic style grow. I'm already putting organic amendments, compost, worm casting, teas, and other goodies into my soil. So if I got a whole damn buffet sitting down there, I want the microbial crew showing up to eat. During veg, I'm using it to help establish and maintain that biological environment around the roots while the plants are building their foundation. Then, when we get into flower, and that's where I really like keeping the biological rolling, I'm not expecting Mammoth P to magically make my buds swell up like somebody pumped them full of air. Instead, I'm looking at it as if another tool to support the microbial process that helps cycle nutrients and keep that root zone ecosystem active. And here's something I really like about using it throughout the entire growth. I'm not waiting until flower to start caring about my roots. If I can establish a healthy root zone environment early, why the hell would I wait until the plants are already flowering to start paying attention to it? Come on, man, be for real. Healthy roots are already the foundation of everything happening above the soil. So between my organic inputs, my living soil, my beneficial microbes, and the rest of my feeding program, Mammoth P is basically one of the little biological workers I like having on my payroll. Now, obviously, this isn't a substitute for proper nutrition. good lighting, environmental control, or healthy roots. It's a supplement to the system, not a magic bottle of grow me some damn weed. But that's exactly why I love it. I'm not trying to force the plant. I'm trying to build an environment where the plant can do what it already knows how to do. So yeah, Mammoth Feed stays in the rotation from veg all the way through flower. Because around here, we don't just feed the plants, we take care of the whole damn neighborhood underneath it. Alright, now that we've talked about all the goodies I like using throughout the grow, we've headed into the flower room. We can actually put some of this stuff to work. So first, here's my little red cup of goodies for tonight's feeding. We've got everything measured out and ready to go, because apparently I've reached a point in my life where a red cup full of plant nutrients gets me more excited than it probably should. Now, let's take a look at this 5-gallon bucket. I've got my cheesecloth bag hanging in there, and inside that we've got a half cup of earthworm castings, 3 teaspoons of Terp tea bloom, and 1 teaspoon of Terp tea grow. When I started, this was basically nice, clean oil water. Now look at it. We've gone from pretty much clear water to this rich, dark brown worm casting and Terp tea stew. What the hell? And that's exactly what I wanted to see. Those organic inputs have been soaking and extracting into the water, giving us a nutrient-rich tea that I can use as part of tonight's feeding. Now, before I give it to the girls, I've got one more thing I always do. I check my pH. And I know somebody is already in the comments typing away. Bruh, it's organic. You don't have to pH your water. And you know what? There is definitely truth behind the idea that a properly buffered living soil can help regulate pH around the root zone. But here's the thing. I still pH my water. Why? Because it gives me a peace of mind. Damn. I'm not trying to argue with Mother Nature about who knows more about soil chemistry. I'm just saying that when I'm putting something into my plants, I personally like knowing exactly where that water is going in at. So tonight, we're bringing this right around 6.5. And once we're there, we're ready to feed. And now here we go. We get to the part I really love. These girls before they get that drink on. And grow me. Look at them. I mean, man, really look at them. They're already looking damn good. The structure is there, the flowers are developing, and they're stacking up nicely. So this is our before shot. We're giving them this light feeding tonight. And then I'm going to come back and see if they're doing what they do. And if everything goes according to plan, when we come back to take a look at these plants in less than 24 hours, I expect them to be standing up, reaching for that light, and looking like they just got a damn promotion. Now, obviously, I'm not claiming that one watering magically transformed a plant overnight. The plants were already healthy going into this feeding. But when you give the healthy plant the water and nutrition it needs, especially when the root zone is functioning properly, you can sometimes see a pretty dramatic response as the plant rehydrates and gets back to work. So remember this shot right here. This is our before. Let's get these girls fed, and then we'll come back in 24 hours and we'll see what kind of difference that drink made. We might have to start charging these girls rent for taking up all this damn space. Here we go. And remember last night's girls? Remember their appearance before the drink? Let's see what 24 hours can do. Damn! Oh my goodness. Look at these girls. Every plant is praying. Leaves reaching up to the light like it stole something from them. Come on, man. Now, this isn't me saying one feeding magically created this growth overnight. These plants were healthy already. We have great genetics, healthy roots, strong lighting, and an amazing environment, plus nutrition working in our favor. What we're seeing here is a plant's response to water availability and a healthy root zone environment. When those roots drain properly and have access to nutrition they need, they can react quickly. So, why do I enjoy paying attention to what the plants tell me? Because you can read nutrition bottles all day and watch thousands of grow videos, but your plants are the final boss. They talk to you, whether happy or pissed off. Right now, these girls seem pretty damn happy. Look at their posture, reaching towards that light and the flowers continuing to stack. Remember what we put into that 5-gallon bucket. Half a cup of earthworm castings, 3 teaspoons of Terp tea bloom, 1 teaspoon of Terp tea grow, and a properly adjusted water. Nothing crazy. I wasn't trying to force plants to do anything, just giving them what they need. The goal is building the whole system around the plants, not just feeding them. That's why organic growing isn't just about feeding plants. It's about creating an environment where they thrive without pushing them too far. Still early in the game, and these girls are already stacking, frosting up, and showing what they can do. This is why I love organic growing. And if you're watching this thinking, what did he put in that water? Well, a little bit of everything I believe in and a whole lot of letting the biology take over. Healthy soil, healthy roots, proper nutrition, good lighting, and the right environment all working together, that's the goal. I'm not trying to force these plants. I'm trying to create an environment where they can thrive naturally. And judging by what I'm looking at right now, sure, these girls are basically saying, Dad, dinner was good. We would love seconds. We're still early in flower, and they're already stacking and getting frosted. So, if you want to see how these girls finish, stick around because we're going to document the whole journey. If they look this good now, just imagine what they're going to look like when we really get into flower. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep those damn plants happy. Until next time, it's your boy, Chunky Grows 420. We're out. Peace.